A research study just tracked over 26,000 students over 30 months to find out what AI is doing to learning when they use artificial intelligence to do their homework. Well, homework scores went up 18%. Assignment completion time dropped 30%. Better results, done faster. That sounds great. Then the researchers looked at closed book exam scores. Those scores fell 20% within 6 months. Entrance exam scores dropped between 18 and 24%. And the full impact of those declines really didn't surface for about 2 years. Here's the finding that matters most. When students who lost the most in their scores, those were not the weakest performers. They were actually the highest achievers. That's because they understood how to use AI to ace their homework. But there was a hidden cost while they were doing just that. Psychologists call this cognitive offloading. That's when you outsource your thinking to an external tool to basically save your mental energy. Using a calculator or setting reminders on your phone, those are all forms of cognitive offloading that free up mental bandwidth for higher level work, so you can think about other things. The strategy becomes harmful, however, when the offloaded task is the one specifically designed to build learning and capability. So doing homework is supposed to build your learning. Working through a problem is supposed to create and build your judgment. When AI handles those moments instead of you, the brain does not build what it was supposed to build. Wharton professor Ethan Mollick summarized the core finding here. AI hurts learning when it undermines mental effort, not when it is used, when it takes over the effort. So the highest achieving students suffered the most because they were best at leveraging AI. They gave the tool sophisticated instructions and got back high quality work. Their homework scores looked great. The problem was invisible until the closed book exam arrived, the moment when the tool wasn't available and the skill was supposed to be there. MIT Sloan researchers studying a similar phenomenon in the workplace called it the augmentation trap. Short-term productivity gains that erode the very expertise those gains depend on over time. So a 2026 GoTo survey found that 39% of workers say AI has already weakened their skill sets. And among Gen Z workers who are currently building the foundational capabilities that their careers are going to depend on later, that number is 46%. The delay is what makes this a little bit dangerous. When outputs look strong, there's no signal that anything is really wrong. By the time the gap becomes visible in a high-stakes conversation, a job interview, a moment requiring judgment on the fly, the erosion's been quietly compounding and there's going to be a gap. Here's what I'd encourage you to do with this. First, recognize when AI is doing your thinking rather than supporting it. Using AI to think for you erodes learning. The distinction is not how much you use AI. It's whether you're still doing the cognitive lifting and work that builds your learning and capability. When AI generates the answer for you and you accept it without working through the problem yourself and thinking it through, that's when erosion starts to happen. Second, watch your top performers at work most closely. The highest achievers have the most to lose. They're the ones most capable of delegating complex cognitive work to AI and getting back really polished results. Nothing in the output will signal a problem. It'll look great. But the judgment and pattern recognition that makes them exceptional builds through their effort, not through their output. And so they may lose that over time. Third, make effort the non-negotiable alongside AI use. So the study found that students who used AI while still putting in genuine mental effort showed minimal learning loss. The tool did not hurt them. What hurt them was replacing the effort, not adding a tool to it. And that principle holds for teams, for professional development, for anyone building capability in an AI-powered environment. That's the reframe, so you can leapfrog the headlines, your leadership, and your business. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one, and find me at sorenkaplan.com.